Not a good week, not a bad week. It was,
I don't know what the that was.
yeah. Moving forward, week 5, roll tape. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Uncle Dan's Best Bets here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel, presented by Connors and Ferris. Thanks again for joining along. Please be sure to pause the video, to like, to comment, and subscribe. Over 33,000 of you. We really appreciate it as this channel continues to grow. Also, special thanks, as we do every episode. Special shout out Bob Johnson Auto Group. I drive a GMC Terrain. My wife drives a GMC Terrain. We work with Daryl and Bob Johnson out in Leroy. Tell him that Uncle Dan sent you. We appreciate them being a proud sponsor of this thing we call Uncle Dan's Best Bets. Appreciate it as always. And again, in this part of the video, take a second before you even watch my clips and my picks. Tell me who you like this week as your favorite plays. We will all ride them together and win plenty of money. Great week 3. So week 4, we went 5-6, 17-8-2 on the season. Not good enough. So we need to muster up and get back to it. That being said, we have 8 plays, an 8-pack, lucky number 8 for week 5 of the NFL season. Another game that starts on Thursday. So let's get right into the picks. Our first pick, I like Bijan Robinson over 60.5 rushing yards. They are playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers rushing defense stinks. It has always stunk. It stunk last year. They stink again. They have allowed in every single game for somebody to rush of at least 82 rushing yards per game. In every game they played this season, especially Thursday night game, I think you want to, in physical style of game, Kirk Cousins handing the ball off to Bijan Robinson. Bijan's gone over 60 in his last 2 games. I like him to do it again. Feed Bijan Robinson, please. He's the best player on the field. Give him the ball and have him get 61 rushing yards so we get off to a good start, unlike we did last week, and we make the play. All right, couple of plays early. And here is another thing to say. This is a PSA. Remember I said last year we went 500 or a little bit below 500, but the public had their best year ever. We like to follow the sharp play. We don't like to follow the public. Well, last year, the public did great. This year, the public is getting their teeth kicked in. So we will continue to follow the sharp money and go against the public. So I have never seen anything quite like this. I use the Action Sports Network, the Action Network app. Action Network. Yeah. I follow them. I have a pro account that it shows me the ability to see the amount of percentage that are on bets and the amount of percentage that is on the money. You hear me talk about that a lot on here. I have never seen a discrepancy as big as this game is in London. I will absolutely take the Jets plus 2.5 versus the undefeated Vikings. And get this. The Jets are getting just 18% of the bets. Okay, small sample size, right? Just 18%. They're getting 79% of the money. That is crazy. That is a 61% disparity between the money and the bets. So that means out of the 18% of the bets, they are big bets. And early on in the week, there was about 27,000 bets that were tracked as I record this on Thursday afternoon. So I love the Jets. It's the sharp play by a long shot. Everybody loves the Vikings. I will take the Jets. The public loves the Vikings. Let them have them. We will take the Jets. I am not a fan of Aaron Rodgers or the Jets, but I'm a fan of winning money, so I will follow the sharp money. I really like this one, and I think you should too. I've never seen, normally, the big discrepancies that I see, I am struggling with that word, is about 20%. So if a team is getting 40% of the bets and 60% of the money, that's usually a green light for me that this is the sharp play and follow that. So that's what I like. I also like the Bears minus 3.5 at home versus the Carolina Panthers. The Bears have historically been pretty good against the Panthers, and they've been good at home of late. The Bears are 6-1 in their last 7 home games, and the Panthers are 1-10 straight up in their last 11 road games. Bears defense playing well. I think Caleb Williams is starting to come along. I like the Bears minus 3.5. We cashed on them last week. We will try to look to do that again this week. I also like a couple of unders last week. By the way, shout out to us and for anybody that followed along for betting that Commanders over. Finally found an over and we finally hit it, and that was awesome. But I'm back to 2 unders here. I like the Cowboys Steelers under 44. Out of the last 22 Pittsburgh home games, only 3 has the total surpassed 44 points. Mike Tomlin at home, this defense, it's kind of an automatic play. As well as Dallas on the road has not nearly been as good as the Cowboys have been at home. Out of their last 15 road games, 10 have gone under. So again, you're looking at 66% there to the under. So I like the Cowboys Steelers under 44. I also like the Jags Colts under 46. This is another sharp play. A lot of money is on the under, while a lot of the public money is on the over. I actually think two teams, I actually don't think the Colts defense is that bad. And I think the Jaguars defense has to step up and do something. I don't trust either of those offenses. So I will take the under 46. And my last 3 plays are all Bills related. Love the Bills to bounce back. Love them. Give me the Bills -1.5 on the road at the Houston Texans. Texans, as I'm recording this, have injury concerns at their running back position. Joe Mixon hasn't practiced. Dameon Pierce hasn't practiced. Those are good signs because the Bills right now cannot stop the run. That's why I laid away from the game last week in Baltimore. But even before last week, I said, hey, I like the Ravens, unfortunately, that week. That was what my head was telling me. But I already said I was going to back the Bills against the Texans. I think this is a bounce back spot for the Bills. Bills are getting 46% of the bets, but 66% of the money. So again, another 20% difference between the bets and the money. I actually just really like this matchup more. What the Houston Texans do best is their passing attack. What I am most confident in the Bills defense is their secondary, Christian Benford, Rasul Douglas. I can't think of the last time that the Bills got torched by an opposing wide receiver. They've kept Garrett Wilson in check. They've kept Tyreek Hill in check. They've kept CeeDee Lamb in check. Jamar Chase had a couple of little games, but Devontae Adams didn't do anything against them last year. No wide receivers really gone off against them this year. So I'm pretty confident that Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, with his return, I just don't see them getting torched. Now, the Bills do get torched on the ground more often than they get torched through the air, as we saw last week. I have big concerns about the Bills stopping the run, but if they're on their third back and Cam Akers, I really like the Bills to bounce back. Also, the Houston Texans, not great against the run. I think Joe Brady got away because of the game plan. The game got away score-wise early. I think he kind of abandoned the bread and butter of what this Bills team offensively has been really good at. I think he gets back to that this week. I like James Cook over 59.5 rushing yards. I think Joe Brady goes back to keeping it simple, giving the ball and feeding it to James Cook early and often. They do have some pretty good pass rushers, but they give up about 113 rushing yards per game, 113 or 118. They're about middle of the pack. The Bills' offensive line struggled last week in pass protection. The way that you can alleviate that is get those guys going downhill. Get those guys to be the aggressor and not get back on their heels against pass rush. I love James Cook to get back on track over 59.5 rushing yards. And I will also take Josh Allen's rushing yards over 30.5. All these are on DraftKings. The Texans defense, when they faced 2 mobile quarterbacks, 2 out of their 4 weeks, they faced mobile QBs. Anthony Richardson ran for 56 yards. Caleb Williams ran for 44 yards. They will give up yards to opposing quarterbacks. I don't know if Khalil Shakir is going to play, so we can't automatically bet that. That's been one of our best bets, our go-to plays for the week. But we will transition and we will pivot and we will take Josh Allen's over rushing yards. I think he wants to make a statement. In the grand scheme of things for this Bills team, I think this game is most important to Stephon Diggs. It's most important to Josh Allen. It's more important to the Bills and then the Texans. In the hierarchy of who wants to go off more, Diggs, Allen, head-to-head to kind of make a statement. And then obviously, I think the Bills need this more than the Texans do for them to prove the point of what's stuff left. And then the Texans. So those are the 9 plays. Bijan over, Jets +2.5, Bears -3.5, Cowboys Steelers under, Jags Colts under, Bills -1.5, James Cook over rushing yards, and Josh Allen over rushing yards. Let's get back over 500 for the season. Let's have a nice solid 6-2 week. 6-2 week gets us back on track. I don't want to have to edit another speech from another movie to fire my picks up. But if I have to do it, I'll do it. All right. Thanks as always. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. Can't stress it enough how much it means to the channel. I appreciate everybody that watches this. As always, drop in the comments what your favorite pick is for the week, and let's all win some money. All right. Thanks again to Bob Johnson Auto Group for sponsoring Uncle Dan's Best Bets. Like, comment, subscribe. Best of luck to your bets this weekend. We'll catch you next time here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.